Do you try and leave your emotions at the door or manage them like you've been taught to do? Well, I'm sure if you do that, just like me and everybody else, that creates some problems. So stick with me, because this week I want to dispel some myths and help you to be able to do things in a much better way. Hi, this is Grant Herbert, VUCA Leadership and Sustainable Performance Coach, and today I want to continue our conversation around our personal leadership by helping you to navigate your emotions. Like you, I've had that said to me. Stop being emotional. Leave your emotions at the door. Manage your emotions. And unfortunately, these things are not what you want to do at all. You see, you're a human being, and human beings are emotional beings. It's what sets us apart from artificial intelligence. Emotions are designed to give us clues and cues for things that are going on around in us, in our world. So we're not able to separate from them and leave them outside the door. As an emotional being, you need to be able to harness and leverage the power of your emotions. For many years, I said, just like everybody else that taught me, manage your emotions. And once again, this is something that you do not want to do. When you manage your emotions, you suppress them, you ignore them, you try and take control of them. And because they are a natural function of your body, that's definitely not something that you want to do. So what I want to do today is open a conversation around your emotions and help you to be able to navigate them in a healthy way. Over the next few weeks, we will look at various elements of your emotional intelligence, which is totally different to your cognitive intelligence, which helps you to take in, retain, and use information. It helps you with your technical skills within your role. However, because you're an emotional being, working with emotional beings, we need to be able to develop these emotional and social intelligence skills so that we can have the relationships we need to have to get the results, work together in harmony and collaboration rather than all this conflict. So to start the conversation, what I want to do is dispel some of these myths, and I want to help you to understand what emotions are and how you navigate them in a healthy way. Emotions are a physiological cue, a sensation, if you like, in your body that tells you right here, right now, there is something going on in your world. You see, it's not what happens, it's what you make it mean. And if you make that sensation mean something based on your previous experience or what it is that you're thinking about in that moment, then you change your internal dialogue, as we talked about last week. The thoughts and what you make that mean is the psychological. So that initial sensation that you've now added a narrative around will help you to reach a feeling. A feeling comes out of that psychological interpretation of that initial sensation. So point number one is when you try and ignore those emotions, they're still going to run their course anyway. The second thing is this managing the emotion. Let's manage our emotions, we're told. Well, unfortunately, as I said, that doesn't work. However, what we do need to manage is that gap, that process between the emotion and the feeling. It's the psychological, the thought patterns, the internal dialogue. That's what you need to be able to manage. And that is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to be aware of the emotion that you're experiencing in the moment. And then to use that information, and here's the key, to manage your behavior. So it's the management of the response, or in most cases, the reaction to that initial emotion that we want to work on. And that's what emotional intelligence is. Social intelligence goes beyond us to other people. And it's about being aware of what emotions other people could be experiencing in the moment. And then using that information to have a healthy dialogue and to be able to have empathy and to work with them and understand them so that you can then have a healthy relationship. So emotional intelligence is extremely important. And the third myth that I want to get rid of is that they are warm and fuzzy, nice to have skills. No. I guarantee if you think about all the conflict that you've had in the last 30 days, particularly the external conflict with other people, I guarantee that it had nothing to do with your technical skills, with your cognitive abilities. It was all to do with your emotional intelligence. So I want to invite you to come with me again on a journey this month as we go deep into this particular area of intelligence. And it's about a transformation of going from singular intelligence, relying on your cognitive ability, to multiple intelligence, where you look at the fact that you are a being of multiple intelligences. And it's not just your cognitive intelligence, but you've got emotional intelligence, social intelligence, your creative intelligence. There's so much more to you than what you know. And as we unpack each of these areas, I'm going to be looking at what's called the four-quadrant model of social and emotional intelligence. And it starts with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to know what's going on for you, to be aware of the emotions in the moment, to be able to understand and recognize patterns of thinking and behavior that aren't serving you. It's about being able to build up your inner certainty and confidence, and to accurately be able to assess your level of competence in these skills. The second area is self-management. And this is where you get to manage the response to the emotions that you experience by taking hold of that psychological, by shifting the meaning and to be able to remove any unresourceful thought patterns that lead to the negative behavior that you're used to. It's about controlling your behavior. It's about helping you to navigate stress in a healthy way, to be more resilient by being agile, and many other competencies that help you in being able to navigate your emotions in a healthy way. Then we go into the area of others, and we look at social awareness. And the key to this is empathy. And moving on to the fourth area, and that's relationship management. This is where you learn to communicate well, to handle conflict in a healthy way, build trust with others, and look at teamwork and collaboration as the way to get things done. Emotional intelligence and indeed social intelligence are critical components for every leader. And I know in my own experience, in my own career, and in working with many people around the world just like you, that when you rely on your technical ability alone, your cognitive intelligence, that's where the challenges come in. Human beings working with human beings, imperfect people working with imperfect people. Emotional beings need to be able to operate emotionally. So this is a vital set of skills. And I really encourage you to take this seriously, to unlearn those myths of leaving your emotions at the door, of managing them, and the fact that they're just soft skills that are nice to have. No, shift to thinking that this is important. And I know from my own life personally, when I discovered this thing called emotional intelligence, the first thing I realized at that point is that during my military and corporate career, I didn't really have any. What it did, it allowed me to go on a journey of discovery and learning around these competencies. And what that has enabled me to do is reduce the stress for myself and for those that I operate with. It's allowed me to feel more confident in who I am. It's allowed me the ability to work well with others. Not perfect, a work in progress, but being aware in the moment of what's going on emotionally is the key to these things. Well, that's it from me for another week. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that there is this new intelligence that, well, it's not really new, but it may be new to you like it was to me. It's the key to you being able to have stress less, conflict less days that help you to get more done and achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve for yourself and in working with others. So next week, we're going to jump into self-awareness, that first quadrant area, and have a look at how you become more aware of your emotions. I'll see you then.